the normal way of speaking is to say where I left off. But the Trini way of speaking is where I leave off. What to say, Lisa? Anyway, hello everybody. Y'all don't normally see me like this. I mean, you have, but not normally. I haven't done a video in quite a while, but I just decided to do a video, one for each day of the next 3 days, just to share a little bit about Christmas in Trinidad. So what you see behind me is us dismantling the living room, because in Trinidad and for Christmas, that is one of the things we do. We call it cleaning for Christmas cleaning, which is very different from deep cleaning, because cleaning for Christmas, deep cleaning and ready for it yet. I mean, we get into every nook and cranny. So let me start my day and we can chat. Now my day starts the same way it does every day. My daughter gets up, she makes me a lovely cup of coffee, which I have. I sit, I drink my coffee, then I get into my yoga practice. I use the app, daily yoga, I do my exercise, and then hi everyone, I'm back. Where I left off before is I was talking about cleaning in Trinidad and Tobago and how we go about cleaning. But I might have been putting the cart before the horse there. You see, in Trinidad, our Christmas starts with more than that. You know, where you are, whether you're at work or you're at school, Christmas starts differently. So for a child, Christmas starts with your school preparing you for your Christmas bazaar. So let us go home to your parents asking for donations of stuff, whether it's tinned items, food stuff, toys, and all of that. And then we have our exams. Exams happen, but while exams was happening, we have something we have called the Christmas sister. Now I went to an all-girls school, so for me it was the Christmas sister. Other people have, why am I staying up here? I stay up there. Sorry. Other people have the Secret Santa. So in my case, Christmas sister, that is because we would leave little gifts and tokens on your desk all the way up to when school ends and the bazaar happens. Now, school bazaar is fantastic. You have Santa Claus, you have partying, you have dancing, and that is how, as a child, your Christmas season, vacation, and all of that would really kick off. And as an adult, you have, of course, the same things, similar things. You have your Christmas Santa at work, and you have friends, and it's really a bonding experience between you and your co-workers. Now, while that was going on the outside, on the inside, what we do is we dismantle our entire home. We take everything apart, we pack away our furniture, usually one on top of the other, and we throw a big dust cloth or sheet over it. The reason for that is, as we are cobwebbing and dusting, we don't want the dust to land on the furniture. It's what's the furniture. So the Christmas cleaning begins at home. So first you dismantle your house. You put up furniture, you lift up your carpet, you put things away. I mean, you really get everything off the floor and off the walls so that you can really get into cleaning, painting, and these type of things. Okay, now when that is done, and after the bazaar and you're now home from school, you're home from school for the season, what we do next is what we call Christmas cleaning. Now, this picture that you'll see here, I think it is in every Caribbean home. Certainly it was in mine growing up. It's called a buffet. So in this buffet, we have all our special ways. This is the ways that we would have, that we would only break out for special occasions, of which Christmas is one. And what you have to do is you have to unpack the entire buffet, wash and dry all of the ways inside it and all of the figurines on top of it, and prepare it to put it back together for the Christmas. When we do that, now you can't put it back, at least in my mother's house, how it was before. We have to restyle it, figure out a new way to display these very beautiful ways that we never use, because that's what we did. We just displayed our ways. We didn't actually use our ways. And we would also have to the side of this buffet a cabinet that my mother would store all of her alcohol in. And this alcohol was also to be used for special occasions, because we don't do the drinking all the time, right? So that is one aspect of it, this cleaning. So walls are being painted, carpets are being lifted, they're taken outside, they're dusted. When they're dusted, sometimes they're scrubbed. So you get a hard broom, that's what we call it, the hard broom, and you scrub the carpet, and you scrub and you scrub and you scrub. And then you have to hang the carpet out to dry. Now the thing is, Christmas time is also a time when there's a lot of rain. So now you are playing tag with the rain. So you put out the carpet to dry, and the rain starts. You have to run outside and pick up the carpet before it gets wet. And when the rain stops, you have to run back outside and put back up the carpet so it can get sun. So we're playing catch with this sun so that the carpet can dry. And we're going back and forth and back and forth. Now in our house, I had a big brother. So Michael's job was to scrub the carpet and hang out the carpet, and when the rain falls, to pick up the carpet. Now, when I grew up, my mother's entire house was carpeted. So we're doing this for one carpet. We're doing this for all the carpets in all the rooms. I mean, as an adult looking back, I'm like, whoo, it was a thing. Now, that's one aspect. Another thing that would happen is if you had wooden furniture, I'm going to put up a picture here. We had something called Osida polish, and you have to polish these furniture till they gleam like they are new. We have to polish this furniture. So everybody there, and you have your rag, your soft rag, has to be soft, because we weren't about scratching that furniture Mommy spent her money for, and we would wipe and buff and polish these chairs with the Osida polish until it glowed from within. And then now we also had, under the carpet, we had wooden floors. Now as a child, we didn't think this true, but our mother would let us also polish these wooden floors to a high gleam. And then we'd have to put carpet back on it. Now, as an adult looking back, I'm like, why don't we just polish these floors up? But that's what we did, because it's Christmas and we're Christmas cleaning. Another thing we had was silver, because my mother had a chandelier. I'll insert a picture here like this, and these chandeliers we would then dismantle, just like we dismantled the entire house, and we would polish the silver parts until they gleamed. Everything come Christmas morning had to shine like if it just came back from the store. So we would polish the chandelier until it gleamed. So we had silver, we had brasso for other stuff, because my mother not only had a chandelier, she had some standing lamps, she had table lamps. My mother was, well, now how my mother's home looked, people would actually consider that a designer home. It was beautiful. She had tapestries that we would of course vacuum and clean, figure out how to clean, wash, vacuum, steam these tapestries hanging on the wall. There was one she had with 4 tigers on it. We had one with water. She had paintings, she had pictures, she had drapes, not curtains, like heavy drapes that you would use the cord to pull open and to close, and these would have to be taken to the laundry to get cleaned, and we would put up fresh ones, because every drape in every room had to be changed, just like every single tablecloth had to be changed. Every doily from the chairs had to be rearranged, because we didn't sit on chairs like this. We had doilies that were hand crocheted, and these were placed on the chairs, so it was a means of protecting the chairs from constant friction of when people sat on it. So we would have these doilies, we would have all these things, the shampooing of carpet, the scrubbing of floors, the emptying of all the items out of your kitchen cupboards. We would be scrubbing those out and packing them back. We would be cleaning the fridge. Now the fridge is always cleaned every weekend, but on Christmas it just felt so special. Now while all of this is happening at home, because my mother would assign chores, she herself would then run into town, and when she runs into town, my mother was a professional seamstress, tailor, however you want to call it, and she would buy clothes so she could have brand new drapes every single year. So she would sit down, make out intricate drapery to hang in our living room. At the time we called it the drawing room, so whichever works for you all. So she would hang up this intricate drapery that would be tied and swathed and sashed and side, and oh my god, it was so beautiful. Of course, we also cleaned in the windows. We had ventilation blocks, those would be cleaned as well, because you can't put the new curtain on these dirty items. Everything had to be pristine. So she runs into town, she buys her cloth, then she would come back home, she would drop that off, she would run into town again, she would buy food. Now Christmas is a food time, so if you're a foodie, Christmas time in Trinidad is the place for you, because she would buy all the fixings. There's ham, there's pork, there's turkey, there's chicken, there's beef, there's fixings for black cake, sponge cake, punch of creme, shandy sorrel. We would buy everything by the case. So you have a shandy sorrel, carib, stag, moccasin, alcohol like Hennessy, Old Oak, White. You think about it, my mother would buy marshmallows, potato chips, cheese curls. Well, back in those days, planters, potato chips and cheese curls was a big thing, so we would have that, and it would be stored into this cupboard, so when guests come over, that's what they would eat. We had ours inside in the kitchen. We also had a movable bar trolley, and on this trolley my parents would put out drinks, so when people come over, there's an ice, what do you call that, an ice bucket in the middle of it, so that there's ice there for them so that they could eat. There would be music. My stepfather loved to play music, so we would be hearing all the music blasted from sun up to sundown while we cleaning. So we cleaning and we laughing and we having fun, and it was a really bonding time for the entire family. Not just family, but your neighbors, your extended family. So aunts and stuff would come over. There would be gifts exchanged. Well, mostly my mother giving gifts. She wasn't big on receiving, because she was so particular in her taste that receiving gifts is not something that she would do. Another thing we would do is she would pack up all of our clothes that we haven't worn for the year, because my mother, again, as I said, was a seamstress, so she would sew clothes for us constantly through the year. So whatever we didn't wear, we would then pack it up and give it to the homes, because she always said, Poor people need stuff too, and we don't want to give them rubbish. We want to give them good stuff, the best we have. So if we are not using it, then there's no point in it staying there. So she would pack it up: shoes, clothes, bags, hair stuff, everything she could lay her hands on. She would pack it up and give it to the homes with the intention being, she said, if you don't hold on to stuff, if you don't hold on to stuff, it means that you have created space to get more things. So she would pack up all of our unused clothes, unused items that were good, decent, and give those away. The stuff that she didn't consider good enough, and my mother only liked good clothes, she would then throw those away. She was very against the idea of giving people rubbish. She said, don't give to somebody something you don't want for yourself. So we would then throw away the old rubbish. So now you would start off with a wardrobe full of clothes, and then by the end of the cleaning season for Christmas, you're down to a little bit of clothes. But we didn't even mind. We didn't even care, because we knew that as the year goes on, my mother would be replenishing clothes faster than we could wear. So up until she died, my mother replenished clothes for us and herself faster than we could wear. And it was such a magical time. Now when you go through Port of Spain, any day while we were shopping, you would see that all the stores are decked out for Christmas. They put up lights, they put up wreaths, they put up garlands, there's Christmas music playing, everything is festive, people are pleasant. It was magic. But Christmas in Trinidad was a magical thing to experience. From the day it started, which would be with your Secret Santa, up until not even Christmas Day, up until Old Year's night, because we didn't have, battery died and I have no idea where we stopped. So what I will say is this: Christmas in Trinidad was so magical. From the time it started with our Secret Santa up until Old Year's night, we did not celebrate, and still to this day don't celebrate New Year's Eve. We have Old Year's night, and New Year's Day we celebrated Christmas. It wasn't just a religious holiday as it is for some people, where they celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. It wasn't about Santa Claus. It was simply about getting together with family, getting together with friends, and paranging. We had parang music. In fact, we had something called Soca Parang that was started by Crazy, and then Scrunter took the ball, ran with it. And so we have Soca Parang because, as you know, Trinidad is the home of Calypso, Steel, Limbo, Soca, Carnival. Of course, we would take our Christmas and make it into our Soca. So we had Soca Parang, and the music would play, and we would, you are dancing all day, because there's all types of music, not just the Soca Parang, but there were other songs that would be played, and this music is played and piped all day. My stepfather would put the speakers outside so everybody could enjoy the music with us. Now I'm going to end it here in terms of Christmas in Trinidad, or TRINI Christmas as we say, and the next time I come and we speak again, which will be tomorrow's video, we could discuss the food, because the food is a whole other thing. Our food for Christmas, there's never enough. There could never be enough. It is so good. And the good thing, what makes it even better, is that it's not an everyday of the year thing. It is literally at Christmas, so you get to appreciate it more, the delicacies, the flavors, the textures, everything about it. So I will pause here. It was nice talking to you all. I haven't been doing this for a while, but it just feels so good to be sitting and filming again. If you haven't as yet, please subscribe. If you haven't as yet, please click like, click subscribe, hit the notification bell, and follow so you don't miss a video, because I will be doing more. I will be doing more sit downs. I'll be doing more of everything from our perspective, from our TRINI perspective, because let's face it, I am TRINI Mel, so we're going to talk about Christmas from the TRINI point of view. So until next time, don't forget, every day and every time, your time to shine. It's on now. Where I left off is I was talking about that That's the machine. Let's ignore that. So starting over. So where I left off, where I left off. Hi, I am back after that brief pause